Hey, how y'all doing? Welcome back to another recap review of them people and their partners and them doctors over there. I promise you, I was not waiting bated breath to watch this episode. Honestly, I just was like, let me just watch this so I can see what's going on. Because what I'm really waiting for is that reunion. That is what I'm waiting for. This is just like, it's a hamster wheel, guys. Like, we pick and choose. I just want to tell y'all that Quad being level-headed and not screaming is kind of scary. It's kind of scary. Because, like, what are you plotting and planning? What is about to happen? I don't know. Let's just get into it. What we have is, everybody getting ready for Toya and Eugene's anniversary party, right? The theme is on brand. We love a good, what is that lady's name? Whatever, for Bridgerton, the writer. The fact that Toya thought that Bridgerton was a real thing very much tracks. I'm not surprised that she thought it was real. The only thing that could be fairly real is probably Queen Charlotte, maybe, but no, baby. That's fiction that's being brought to life on the TV. Though it may be good, though we wish that it was that diverse back in maybe, what was that, the 17th century or something like that? We don't even know. Anyway, focus. Again, I'm millennial. I like pen and paper, so I'm going to be looking at my notes. So, okay, everybody is getting ready. I just have to say this all the time, every time. I don't know why. Quad. See what I'm saying? What is you planning? I don't understand why Toya talks to Eugene the way that she does. I don't know why she talks about Eugene the way that she does. It's always in a joking, hyperbolic type of way, like, she's talking about the era in which, romance. And then am I reading too much into it? She's like, and then, the first thing she says is people falling in love with people you shouldn't have. I don't know. I just feel like Eugene be catching strays. I just don't. Every time she opens up her mouth about Eugene, it's always she says something nice, but then she has to like undercut him and give him like a little joking insult. I don't know. She needed to see a therapist about that. Maybe she should go to Dr. Mimi. Bring Dr. Mimi back. That's all I have to say. Even if she's a friend of, bring her back because, quiet as it's kept and loud as it is actually heard. Here goes Sweet Tea, Letitia, a.k.a. Lunsford, on Instagram talking about how her and Mimi was not friends. Mimi is blah, 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 blah. But you were being messy, girl. You brought your own whistle down to the freaking place and called it Lady Truella. Talking about everybody else. Is that not messy? It is. I don't know, man. The more that she opens up her mouth, Sweet Tea, the more that she opens her mouth and do things, the more I do not feel sorry for her, the way that they did actually isolate her in this group. They used her. Simone used her. Simone has always been the villain. Dr. Jackie has always been the villain. They're like two sisters. One is outwardly like causing trouble and the other one is in the background causing trouble. I can't do that. I'm a doctor. Everybody knows who I am. I can't be doing that. Dr. Simone, she don't care. She will do it and she will do it loudly so everybody can hear. Now, Simone may not say it loudly, but her action shows that she is being messy AF and that she does things and holds grudges and do things to stick it to you because she knows what buttons to push. Anyway, I'm moving ahead. I'm moving too fast because I've always said that Simone, there's always been a gripe between Quad and Simone. And I always say the only time that Quad and Simone had a big issue, and which I was on everybody else's side with that, is that Quad did in fact push them girls aside to be on Sister Circle. No one understood why Quad was the star. No one understood it. Dr. Simone, as they were real friends, and Mariah, mind you, all of that came down in crumbling because Simone started that campaign to get Mariah off the show. Then she started that campaign to push Quad's button. Listen, I believe it. However, Quad does have, sprinklings of her dirty doings and her dismissing of people because she got what she deserved, and cast the people that was there when she was with that man. But that was trifling that they open armed that man. I've always said this, and y'all know that I have. They open armed that trifling man just to stick it to Quad. Who are you people? That is trash. That is gutter behavior. Anyway, I said all of that talking about Eugene. But Eugene, all of them, welcome that man, open-hearted, open arms to the group and his wife. Because Quad was not there. Quad was not anybody's friend. Quad was busting out and doing all type of stuff online, cussing everybody out. She was doing Quad. However, the only way that you guys can come at her is to embarrass her on TV. And that is exactly what y'all did for 2 seasons. Anyway, Toya with her planners in her home, the bald-headed one, she know what's up. She definitely know what's up. I don't know what her faces were in response to whatever Toya was saying, but I know for a fact she know what's up. She know Toya be lying. She know Toya be asking for too much for however amount of money. And she know that the group that she is with is causing a little bit of havoc. She probably know a little bit more too. Her facial expressions was giving so much. You should bring her on the show. She looked like she know what's going on. All right, so Greg and T at this restaurant, right? Like I said, anytime that T opens up her mouth, it's always a contradiction. She says, Greg is embarrassed. We don't even have to talk about whatever he got going on. I feel disappointed in the group. Whatever, you're embarrassed. Whatever. T says, I feel iced out. But then piggyback on that, she's going to say, well, I got to see how he feels because if he doesn't, XYZ. Why are they icing me out because of what you said or what you did? Girl, because you echo. You guys are an echo chamber. Anything he says, you're going to say back. And whatever you say, he's going to pretend to say back. Or he's going to change it and tell you what to say. I don't understand the actual logic that T is going by. Because if these people, shame on you the first time. Shame on them, sorry. Shame on them the first time. Shame on you the second time. Ain't no third time. This is your second season, baby. You knew from jump that a little bit in behind your mind that you were on this show because Quad was not there for real. Because she was a friend of last season. You were happy about that. You were glad that you had her friends, you got her man, you got her house. You were sitting pretty on that. But when Quad came back and she had backup, she had that king backup, nobody was prepared. Nobody was prepared for a level-headed Quad, except for that drunk night in Key West. But nobody was prepared for the level-headed Quad. Nobody. And then when they saw that she was level-headed and she was not, ripping and running and screaming at everybody, they want to be her friend. They want to, let's try to mend it again, blah, blah, blah. It's like every season. If Quad was not there, if King was not there, hell, if Tisha and Greg was not there, what would them ladies have to do? Not a goddamn thing. You see how Simone started this whole thing? You see how Simone orchestrated this whole crap? Dr. Mimi should be calling Cecil and Simone 1-2 messy. 1-2 step of messy. That's them. And it's actually the 4 of them, because Simone started the campaign of bringing T into this group, bringing her on the show, because her and Quad was on the outs, and she was embarrassed because she talked about that girl's family at her house and what happened at her house. Trifling. That was trifling. You tried to drive a point home, and that's your character. That is Dr. Simone's character, and ain't nothing gonna change it, because she been this way, and she's not going to change. You think her and Jackie are best of friends still? They are not. They are not. Trust and believe that. King and Quad in the bathroom getting ready, and listen. King, I don't know what King was trying to do in Key West on the sandbar, but it definitely was a back and forth situation. And in the middle of it going back and forth, it got heightened. They are both to blame. However, King is the most level-headed one, because first of all, why are you trying to put this man in jail for a fight that didn't happen? If it was anything, you should just put a restraining order out on him. Like, I don't want to be around this man, blah, blah, blah. Instead of filing an incident report to get this man arrested. That's whack. And I feel King pushed it a little bit about saying, why would another black man put another, like, if you did something and he felt threatened, don't matter. If it was that serious, he would have filed a restraining order. You see what I'm saying? It wasn't. He was embarrassed. He wanted to stick it to Quad. So he put out an incident report to make, and those incident reports, they're going to let that sit there, because first of all, there was not a fight. And it'll be months and months and maybe a year if anything would come to courts and any type of judgment would have been made. It got thrown out. If he was really serious, he's not dumb, he would have filed a restraining order, and he could have. He would have had to pay for it, but he could have. But it wasn't about that at all. It was about his ego, his pride. That's it. That's all, period. So we are at this party, honey, and I ain't like nobody's dressed except, I lie. Let's go back. Everybody looked nice. Dare I say Heavenly was the best dressed? She was the best dressed. Heavenly looked nice in her dress. The dress wasn't wearing her. Contessa, that dress was wearing Contessa. Contessa is so petite. And the fact that the bodice didn't fit her properly is ridiculous. Ah, God. But the cape, I loved it. I love Contessa's dress. If it was fitted properly on her body, she would have been the best dressed. Mimi and Steve looked good. Simone did look like she was going to a quinceañera. She did not stay on theme. Where you get that from? Amazon? Because did you go to the prom store for that? Whatever. And then, what is this woman's name? Toya. I didn't like Toya's dress either. I thought it would be more flamboyant, to be honest. Like more like sparkly. I don't know. Whatever. It was on theme. The fact that they had to have T and Gregory at just the cocktail hour is crazy. It's so crazy that these adults cannot be in the same area. It's dumb. It's dumb. I mean, I understand Quad. I just feel like it's serious, but is it that serious? Like, you could be in the same space with that man. You ain't gotta talk to him. You ain't gotta say nothing. And King said that too. He's like, y'all could be in the same space. You don't gotta speak to her. That's the same thing that he said to Gregory. You ain't gotta say nothing to her. Quad breeds it, brothers, Greg. He hates her. And I don't use the word hate at all. Like, you could dislike somebody. There's always a way through. But if you dislike somebody, you dislike them, and that's fine. I feel like if you dislike somebody and something happens, you can still have some type of consideration. If Gregory and or Quad saw one of them burning, they would let each other burn. They hate each other. They hate each other, and that's that. Even if they hate each other, You can meet in the same room with that person. You don't have to go to every single event. I mean, I just feel like this is just Groundhog's Day with this nonsense. Pick a side, pick a side, pick a side. And it's always Quad being the person that has to be the bigger person. It's always Quad that has the problem. It's always Quad is the problem. It's always, well, it's Quad's fault. It's always Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad. Like, that's tiring. It gets tiring. It has to get tiring. Like, be so serious. And again, like I said, Quad finally realized that no one in this group is her friend for real. No one really. Heavenly, maybe. But if Heavenly hear anything out of order, she's going to come for Quad as she did last season as well in that Napa trip. I'm still mad at y'all for that Napa trip. Listen, this Lady Truella thing that she had distributing at the cocktail hour, it was whack, it was messy, it was funny. I mean, Curtis having his hand on Heavenly's waist. I mean, listen, it was really unnecessary, but she had to tell her truth. Spill a little bit of tea, as she said. Bring Dr. Mimi back. Here come the mess. Here come 1-2-step messy. I love it. I love it. I mean, that's all I have to say about that. I mean, Contessa, why was Contessa being a saboteur? She was being a saboteur. What do you want to do? Do you want to stay? What's going on? Like, Contessa, what the hell is you doing? You know what's going on. Stop it. You trying to produce a moment? Cut it out. Them kids was dancing better than them adults. I don't know what was going on. I don't know who cheering them for. I don't know. But those teenagers that were dancing in the front was way better than every single adult that was on that floor doing the waltz. Oh, Lord. That's it, y'all. This is Toya and her court jesters. And this episode was a 5, and I am tired of seeing this over and over and over. I'm tired of Quad getting piled up on. Though she is not an innocent, bystander or party, it just feels like, again, if they weren't there, what the hell would y'all be talking about? Ah, God. They need to be put on pause. I'm tired of them too, to be honest with you. Anyway, y'all, tell me what y'all thought about this episode. It really, what's really going to go down is going to be at that reunion. And that's what we need. That reunion deserves 3 parts. The season was mid, so hopefully the formula that they have, the reunion will give what it's supposed to give, like Potomac. Anyway, guys, if you guys made it this far, I love you for staying. I love y'all for watching. Please subscribe and, share what's going on my channel. It helps, us upcoming, creators here on YouTube. And we appreciate you and I appreciate you. Thank you. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.